Some of the most familiar things in your daily life? Yeah, they were never supposed to exist in the first place. That pen you're chewing, that's got war history. That treadmill you pretend to use, prison torture tool. And that rubber duck in your bathtub, let's just say it started as serious science. Let's dive into 6 everyday things with totally unexpected backstories you'll be dying to tell your friends. You think a treadmill is punishment now? Well, it literally was. In the 1800s, English engineer Sir William Cubitt invented the treadmill, not for fitness, but for prison labor. It was called the tread wheel, and it wasn't pretty. Prisoners were forced to walk for hours on a massive rotating wheel to grind grain or pump water. Some prisons used it purely for punishment, achieving nothing but sheer exhaustion. Prisoners would spend up to 8 hours a day climbing the rotating steps, sometimes the equivalent of 14,000 vertical feet. That's more than climbing Mount Rainier. It wasn't until the 1960s that health researchers resurrected the treadmill for cardiology testing and eventually fitness. So the next time you feel guilty skipping the gym, remember, it used to be literal hard labor. The ballpoint pen. Humble, smooth, always lost when you need one. But this office staple was invented in the chaos of war. In 1938, a Hungarian journalist named Laszlo Biro was fed up with fountain pens. They leaked, they smudged. They were useless for fast note-taking. So Biro teamed up with his chemist brother and came up with something genius, a rolling ball tip that pulled quick-drying ink onto paper. But here's where it gets intense. Nazi Germany invaded Hungary, so Biro fled to Argentina. There, with government funding, he began producing pens for British Royal Air Force pilots because regular pens wouldn't work at high altitudes. That's right, the ballpoint wasn't just better, it was military grade. Today, over 100 billion ballpoints have been made, and it all started with one frustrated war correspondent. We know the duck, we love the duck, but it wasn't always cute and squeaky. In the late 1800s, rubber was the hot new tech, used for tires, shoes, and weirdly, bath toys. But early ducks weren't squeezable, they were solid, designed by toy companies to float and not tip over. Then came inventor Peter Gainin, a sculptor who patented a plastic duck in the 1940s. He wasn't trying to entertain toddlers, he wanted to study buoyancy. Gainin's floating toy design sold over 50 million units and kicked off the ducky trend. Eventually, squeaky rubber versions took over, and the iconic toy made its way into bathtubs everywhere. By the 1970s, Sesame Street's Ernie sealed its fate forever with one very catchy song. Rubber ducky, you're the one. From science to song, that cheerful yellow bird has more brains behind it than you think. The next time you grab a sandwich in a rush, thank the man who refused to put down his playing cards. In the 1700s, John Montagu, the 4th Earl of Sandwich, yes, it's a real title, was a known gambler. Legend has it, he was so deep in a marathon card game that he asked his servant to bring him meat between 2 slices of bread, so he could eat with one hand and keep playing with the other. His friends began asking for the same as sandwich, and a food revolution was born. While the story may be part myth, there's no denying the name stuck. And centuries later, it's estimated that Americans alone eat more than 300 million sandwiches a day, all because one guy couldn't step away from the poker table. Toilet paper seems like an obvious necessity now, but humanity took a weirdly long time to figure it out. In ancient Rome, people used communal sponges on sticks. Yes, seriously. In China, paper was used as early as the 6th century, but it wasn't until 1857 that New Yorker Joseph Gayety marketed medicated paper for bathroom use. Problem? Nobody wanted to talk about bathroom habits, let alone buy something for it. Even when perforated rolls hit shelves in the late 1800s, TP was sold discreetly. People didn't want to be seen buying it. What changed? Plumbing. As indoor toilets became common in the 20th century, wiping became less about embarrassment and more about sanitation. Today, toilet paper is a $30 billion industry worldwide, and yet we still act weird buying the jumbo pack. Picture this, it's 1904. You're at the St. Louis World's Fair. Ice cream is booming, but vendors are running out of cups. Right next door, a Syrian waffle vendor named Ernest Hamwi. He sees the panic, rolls up a warm waffle, and hands it over as a makeshift cone. The customer loves it, crisis avoided. Soon, other vendors are doing the same, and by the end of the fair, the cone is the way to eat ice cream. While multiple people claim credit for the idea, Hamwi's story stuck, and he later founded the Missouri Cone Company. From food emergency to industry standard, all thanks to a quick-thinking waffle guy. And there you have it, 6 everyday items with stories stranger than fiction, from prison treadmills and battlefield pens to gambling meals and accidental cones. It's proof that some of the world's best inventions started as total flukes. The next time you hop on a treadmill or chase a rubber ducky, just remember, you're walking or waddling through history. Like what you saw? Hit that like button, subscribe for more odd origin stories, and drop a comment telling us which one surprised you the most. See you in the next one.